What's going on, guys? CTG Matt back. You read the title. Today we are ranking every number one prospect in baseball history. Just to clarify, this is starting at 1990 when Baseball America first started their prospect rankings, their number one prospect rankings and stuff like that. So this is only from 1990 onward. Why did I do Baseball Americas? I feel like it's because they have a decent track record, but also I feel like it'd be much funner to do Baseball Americas because I don't think MLB Pipeline's going back as far as that either. So Baseball America just has more. Like, comment, share, sub if you enjoy. Number one, we have Steve Avery, the 1990 Baseball America number one player in the country, well, prospect in the country. And he's a one-time All-Star, one-time World Series champ. He had a couple of Cy Young votes in, I believe, 91 or 92. Decent career, not a great one, really. I'm going to put him in a lengthy career with, a 1 to 2 time All-Star. Because that's what he is. He's a one-time All-Star, got some Cy Young votes, but never really had the length of his career. So I'm not going to put him in length of career with no accolades, because he technically does have an accolade. Next up, we have a guy named Todd Van Poppel. That's wrong. He was not very good. He had a sub 500 win-loss record as a pitcher. I know that doesn't really mean anything, but he also had a 5.6 ERA. I think that tells the story a little bit better. Yeah, just not a really good player at any point. And they got that wrong. This is Brian Taylor. I got all these pictures off Baseball Reference, by the way. As you can tell, Brian Taylor's here is not a Baseball Reference picture because he never made the MLB. He actually never made it past AAA. So no, he's not going anywhere. The funniest part is that I tried looking him up on Baseball Reference and nobody came up. So yeah, Brian Taylor, you're going down there, buddy. This is some guy named Larry Wayne Jones. He's a Hall of Famer for some reason. No, it's Chipper Jones. Y'all know Chipper Jones, one of the best hitters of a generation. Won an MVP, like 8-time All-Star, a couple of Silver Sluggers in there, Hall of Fame career. Y'all know who Chipper Jones is. Really good player. They actually had a good little run of players here, right up until the next one, to be honest. But they have some hits, some misses, like all publications do. But yeah, Chipper Jones, Hall of Fame career. Not really much pushback on that. Really great player. Next up, we have Cliff Floyd, who is a one-time All-Star. I believe he's a World Series champion as well, so props to him. Career wasn't really like the lengthiest or the best, but he was always a plus hitter. He finished his career with an over 110 OPS plus. That's really impressive. Only a one-time All-Star, but he had some really good seasons in there. Don't let the one-time All-Star fool you. He also played in the late 90s, early 2000s, where I'm not saying he wasn't one of those guys or was one of those guys, but also the talent level was a lot higher during that era because you had guys popping, doing the roids, and they were popping 40, 50 homers a year. Next up, Alex Rodriguez. He might not make the Hall of Fame, but he is a Hall of Famer. Just looking blankly at resume, that's a Hall of Famer. I know the steroid drama's in there. Was he Balco or Biogenesis? One of the two. Either one. Really, really all-time great career. 3-time MVP, World Series champion, couple Gold Gloves, couple Silver Sluggers. One of the best players of a generation, And I know the legacy is stained to some people because of the steroids. Me personally, I don't really care about anyone taking steroids, if I'm being honest. I don't hold anybody higher or lower than another due to steroids. That's not really how I think about it. I know he was past the 2000s guys like Bonds, Sosa, McGuire, and those guys. They should get a break into the Hall of Fame because of it. And A-Rod was not a part of that. He was like the 2010 or 08 findings, whatever the later 2000s, maybe early 2010s findings. I can't remember the exact year. But A-Rod was basically on a Hall of Fame trajectory before he was found out to be doing steroids. It's just once he found out he was doing steroids, he threw away his entire chance at Hall of Fame because the writers will never vote you in once you test positive. So, that sucks for A-Rod, but if you look blankly at his career, you look at his Savant page, or not his Savant pages, his Baseball Reference pages, you'd see that he has Hall of Fame accolades just, tarnished his legacy a little bit. Like I said, I don't really care. I don't care about any steroids, to be honest. Next up, Yankees legend Andrew Jones. Now, all right, so Andrew isn't in the Hall of Fame. However, I believe he should be a Hall of Famer. I don't know if that's a hot take. I don't know. I think when you're the best defensive center fielder with a really good bat for close to a decade, it's just he doesn't have the longevity stats that some guys want. I understand that, but he's like a 10-time Gold Glover. I get it. Some people, like, I always talk about, I'm going to put him there. I know some people might not like it. I'm putting Andrew Jones in the Hall of Fame. I probably would if I was a voter. Similar book as, like, was it Don Mattingly didn't make it, but Harold Baines did. What are we doing? I'm putting Andrew Jones in the Hall of Fame if it's up to me. Some people would argue very good. That's a fair argument as well. But I'm putting him in the Hall of Fame. You win 10 Gold Gloves basically in a row. You're the best center fielder in baseball. There's got to be some value to that. Plus, he has how much career WAR? 62.7 career WAR. Yeah, I'm putting him in the Hall of Fame. Ben Grieve. Hell of a name. He's a one-time All-Star. I think he won Rookie of the Year in his class, too. So that's pretty cool. But the star did not shine very long for Ben Grieve. He only had like 3 good seasons. Nothing really after that. I think he has like 9 career WAR. 8. He has 8 career WAR. So, should I put him in just wrong? Because he technically does have an accolade. He was an All-Star once, right? But it's just he doesn't have any longevity, and his career WAR is sub 10. And for a number 1 prospect in baseball, I'm going to put him in just wrong. His career wasn't lengthy enough for me to really call it a lengthy career with no accolades, but also the 1 to 2-time All-Stars, these guys had a little bit more longevity on them, a little bit more WAR, So I respect Mr. Grieve, but I don't think of him as highly as these other 2, I guess. It's kind of my rationale. I hate this man. I hate the guy up next. It's J.D. Drew. He was a one-time All-Star. He has some accolades. He has some really solid seasons. Some people would even consider him underrated, not really like all-time, but one of the more underrated players in baseball history. Me personally, never really liked him, viewed him as kind of a whiner. I don't even like the Phillies, but I still don't view J.D. Drew in a positive light. I've never been a big fan of J.D. Drew myself. However, he was a one-time All-Star, plenty of WAR, good hitter, good fielder as well. I mean, he was really good. He was really good. Not a big fan of him, but should I actually put him higher? I know he's only a one-time All-Star, but let's go look up some stats. All right, we're looking at J.D. Drew. He's got 45 career WAR, only a one-time All-Star, but I'm looking at this. Injuries derailed him, but look at this season where he finished 6th in MVP with Atlanta. Oh my goodness. 8.3 WAR? Are you kidding me? 5.5 WAR. 4.5 WAR. His worst statistical season in Boston, he was an All-Star, huh? Yeah. All right. Well, I think I have to put him up one more because he's better than the rest of the guys in 1 to 2 All-Stars. He's better than these guys. He just is. But it's just he's not up here. But he doesn't belong down here with like Steve Avery and them. Like I look at Cliff Floyd and Steve Avery and I'm like, neither one of them really is close to 44 WAR. And 44 is a serious number, man. I'm not a big J.D. Drew guy, but I got to put him up there. Rick Ankiel up next. The first Shohei Ohtani reverse, I guess, except he was never really that good at hitting. But, Rick Ankiel's career was a weird one. Started off as a pitcher. The yips took him out. You can look that one up. It's well documented. He just couldn't hit the catcher anymore. It ruined his career until he moved to center field, where he was a serviceable center fielder. I'm going to put him in lengthy career with no accolades. Decent career. Nothing really special there, but definitely a solid player back in the day. Just not that great. The one thing you do like about Rick Ankiel, though, is kind of how the story kind of turned on him. You know what I mean? Like, how he managed to make something out of faltering. He failed to really be the pitcher that he wanted to be, and instead he turned into a center fielder and kept his career alive. There's something to that. Josh Hamilton. Oh, man. What a tough one this was. 2010 Josh Hamilton was just a different beast, man. MVP, multiple-time All-Star, was actually a decent fielder, I think, for a year or two. Just a really good player. It's just like some of the other guys on this list. The star burned bright, but it also faded the quickest. The knee injuries, nose issues. I'm not talking about broken noses. I'm talking about another nose issue. Him and Ron were going, somebody didn't like that in their ears. Hilarious. However, Josh Hamilton had a very decent career when he was playing. It's just that he didn't really get a chance to have a long career. Like I said, knee injuries took him out, drug problems, a lot of things going on there. Signing with the Angels, that's basically a career death sentence, So I like Josh Hamilton, just he didn't check the box for Hall of Famers. Josh Beckett. Should I put him in very good as well? World Series MVP, I believe. CS MVP. Where am I put? I'm going to put him here. He only has like 35.5 career WAR. That's not really that high. But he also doesn't like have the peaks. He doesn't have the longevity of a JD Drew where he's accruing WAR for a long period of time. And he doesn't have the peak of a Josh Hamilton type. But Josh Beckett was a very, very, very serviceable pitcher back in the day. 3-time All-Star, couple-time World Series winner. I think I'm going to move him up. Yeah. Josh Beckett's going to get moved up, actually. Accolades put him over the top. Like I said, only like 35.5 career WAR, but that's not that bad for a pitcher, you know. And 111 career ERA plus. That's pretty solid. Everything points him to being in the very good tier. Some people might not like that, but he had good longevity. He was always a decent pitcher. He never really faded and fell off. Josh Beckett was just very serviceable for a long time. Mark Teixeira, Hall of Very Good winner. He's going to be like in the Hall of Very Good. You know, 50 and some change career WAR, won a World Series, couple-time All-Star, not even more than 5 times, probably like 3 if I had to guess, 3 to 4-time All-Star. You know, very, very, very good player, great first baseman. Yankee legend in my heart. My favorite first baseman growing up. Did you know the Angels compensatory pick they got for losing Mark Teixeira ended up being Mike Trout? Yeah, heard that every other day for the last, I don't know, 10 years. Mark Teixeira, very good, though. Not in the Hall of Fame, but Hall of Very Good for sure. Begrudgingly, I must put Joe Mauer in the Hall of Fame tier, as he has made the Hall of Fame. Begrudgingly, because I don't think Joe Mauer's a Hall of Famer in my heart. Some people might dislike that. I don't really care. I don't like Joe Mauer. 6-time All-Star, 55 career WAR, MVP. Like I said, star burn bright, very high, but I guess he had the longevity to get in. I don't know. I'm not a big Joe Mauer fan. I never thought he deserved the Hall of Fame. When last year I put out a video that was my Hall of Fame ballot for last year. It did not have Joe Mauer on it. So, Twins fans might not like it. Some people might not. But I just think the career wasn't long enough. And when he switched to first base, his career was very much down by then. You know, I don't know. I think he's in the Hall of Fame. So, you know, obviously he's going to go in this tier. But I don't know. I don't see him as a Hall of Famer in my eyes. Delmon Young. Boy, that ALCS haunts me to this day. He was killing the Yankees. That hurt. And Detroit ended up making a World Series because of it. Or no, they lost in the CS to the Rangers. Was that the year I'm thinking of? Either way, Delmon Young was very, very, very good for like a week or two at a time. Good playoff hitter. However, the regular season, he only occurred like 4 career WAR. Which one, though? Is he length with no career accolade? He does have an... You know what? He's going to go in there even though he does have an accolade. Playoff hits does matter. Delmon Young was very clutch in playoff scenarios. It's just he needed to get on the keto or Weight Watchers or the Adkins or something in that same realm. Just keep the weight off, you know. That was Delmon Young's big issue. He was pretty lazy. Daisuke Matsuzaka. He's a 1 to 2-time All-Star, but here's the thing, man. I was doing research for this video before, and I looked up Daisuke's career, and I thought it was a lot longer than it actually was. He did not play that long. Like, let's go over. Yeah, dude, he didn't even play a decade. 8-year career. I thought it was a little bit longer than this. Of course, his first 2 years, incredible. 27 years old in 08. I mean, 18-3 with a 2.90 ERA, 170 innings about. A lot of walks, a lot of hits per 9. Or not a lot of hits per 9 is what I mean. 4th in Cy Young is real. 4th in Rookie of the Year is pretty good too. He does that, but like that 08 is the pinnacle of it, and it's a really good year. But overall, his career kind of tails off after that, as you can tell. Where should I put him? Does he deserve to be in here? I'm going to leave him there just because his peak was really high. Like, we saw that season, that one season, you know, 160 ERA plus or whatever. I would say he didn't have as much length as these guys, but he definitely had a higher peak. You know what I mean? I think Daisuke also has a World Series MVP, so that's worth something as well. As up next, we have Yankees legend Jay Bruce. 3-time All-Star, you know, couple Silver Sluggers in there. Hit a bunch of homers with the Reds. He was really good with the Reds. Like 30-something career WAR, if I had to guess. 20. He also has 300 homers, though. 300 homers is pretty cool. Yeah, he's going to get put in 1 to 2-time All-Stars. Daisuke really doesn't feel like he fits the category. I don't know, man. This is getting to be a mess. I should have put more categories, but we're kind of forcing it now. Matt Wieters. Matt Wieters is going to go in there too. Matt Wieters is like a 4-time All-Star, but his, I don't know. 4-time All-Star, as you can see there. Won 2 Gold Gloves. He was 5.2 WAR, 4.1 WAR. He had a season where he put up 2 WAR and made the All-Star game with an 89 OPS plus. My God. 132 OPS plus, but he only played 26 games. What? Wait, what? He made the All-Star game and he only played 26 games? Oh, I'm reading that right. Yeah, no, he definitely, okay, that's weird. All right, Matt Wieters is going to stay there, I guess. Couple All-Stars, so it's a respectable career for Matt Wieters. Here's a guy who I think we thought would all be better, Jay Hay. I think everyone fell for the Jay Hay hype. He has the body and the skill set, it looks like, to be like a potential all-star. And even to this day, it's like, man, he's got the build, he's strong, he's got the swing. He just looks the part of a star. It's just he never became a star. Like 42 career WAR, 1 to 2-time all-star, really good player, still has longevity. I think I'm actually going to move him up just because of the WAR argument. You know what I mean? Like, he has, 42 career WAR? Yeah, 42 career WAR, 5-time Gold Gloves, World Series champ in there. He got a big-ass bag from the Cubs because of that World Series. He's getting put in very good. He had a good career, but it was just never what we wanted. You know what I mean? And that's kind of on us. We always expect a ton out of these guys, but when the top prospects, kind of comes with the name. Here's a slam dunk. It's Bryce Harper. He's going right in the Hall of Fame. He's 2-time MVP. Multiple-time All-Star, like 8 times, 51 career WAR. He checks all the boxes. He just needs some longevity stats, and he's clearing the Hall of Fame. He probably is already on pace to do it, So good for Bryce. He's an easy slam dunker. Here's a fun one. Jurickson Profar. Because if you asked me this 3 years ago, no. If you ask me that now, it's like, you know what? 1-time All-Star, back end of his prime, kinda. He could still maybe do it again next year. You know what I mean? Like, it could happen again. If you re-sign Mr. Padre, is what I'm going to call him. Screw Tony Gwynn. We're done with Tony Gwynn. Jurickson Profar is San Diego man. Just won a Silver Slugger this past season. His career WAR still isn't over 10. That's hilarious. Where do I put Profar, though? Because technically his career is not over, and when he's making back-end All-Stars like this, and he seems like a legit good player now. His defense is still kind of shaky, but he plays, he hits the ball well, he gets on base. What do I do with Profar? He's a 1-time All-Star. He's up there with like Dice K, I guess, because Dice K had one really peak season. I guess Profar had one really peak season as well so far, so he's kind of in the same boat as Dice K. Big Daddy Bucks. This one feels like a million years ago already. Buxton, man. He's going to go in here. He can't stay healthy. Health has killed Byron Buxton at every stop in his career. He's a 1-time All-Star, and it feels like it should be more, but when you break every bone in your body and tear every tendon in your body once a week, you miss a lot of time, and you miss the All-Star game. And it's sad, the case of Byron Buxton. That whole Twins lineup right now is based on per 162, and none of them are ever going to crack 140. It feels like it's a sad case with Bucks. He just had his healthiest season as a pro, I think. Maybe one healthier. I don't know, but he had a really healthy season, and he was all right. Not elite, but what do you expect when the guy, like I said, has missed so much time due to injuries? A big what if, almost. Just realized I put length career, no accolades. Let me add a wow. Oh, it's caps. Word. Lengthy career, no accolades. There we go. Chris Bryant. This one's a toughie. Because Chris Bryant had some really, really good years. Remember his rookie year? There was like that big argument between the front office and his agent about when he was going to come up and all that stuff. Weird how that went down. But man, was he really good for about 3 years. 4-time All-Star, won an MVP. And he won a World Series, obviously. What do you even do with Chris Bryant? What are we going to say when we look back at his career in retrospect? You know what I mean? Maybe up and very good, I guess. Obviously, he doesn't have the career stuff like Jay Hay or like Josh Beckett does, but his peak was really high. It's just signing with Colorado ended his career. We all know that. That's a fact. him signing with Colorado basically ended any chance he had at being a Hall of Famer. And now he can't stay healthy in Colorado. He's saying he regretted signing to Colorado. Messy situation there, but yeah, he's just very good, but it's just because of the peak. Corey Seager, very good. Hasn't really finished his career yet. This is where we're starting to get toward the guys where it's like the book isn't finished yet. And Corey Seager's one of them. 5-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion, 2-time World Series MVP, 1-time NLCS MVP, multiple Silver Sluggers. He's on track to be a Hall of Famer, but it's like I said, these guys aren't going to be really put in Hall of Fame, the next few guys, simply because of the fact that they don't have longevity stats checked off, 500 homers, anything like that. Maybe even 400, but they just don't have longevity boxes checked yet, so I can't put them in Hall of Famer quite yet. Maybe one. But yeah, go watch my shortstop rankings if you want to hear me talk about Corey Seager more. I had him as the 5th best shortstop in baseball. Some people may dislike that, but he is very, very, very good. Very, very, very good. Yeah, shout out to Corey Seager. I'm a big fan, to be honest. I'm a really big fan of Corey Seager's. Benny Boy. No. This one's tough, man. I'm going to put him up there because he has had some length in his career. Yes, he has the All-Star appearance and a, World Series MVP, or was he CS MVP? Was World Series MVP. And he won a Gold Glove, but he doesn't, I don't know, man. Is anyone going to look back on Andrew Benintendi and be like, yeah, he was special? I doubt it. But Benny Boy has had a solid career. I wouldn't put him up with these guys. I really wouldn't. Ronald Acuna. He's going to go up in very good. The only reason I wouldn't put him in Hall of Fame yet is because, like I said, he's got to check the boxes for longevity. MVP, 4-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year, 40-40 club guy, incredible season, 40-70, whatever, 70-40, whatever the hell you want to call it. Yeah, just an incredible career so far for Ronald Acuna. The thing is, he's missed a lot of time. And he's just got to check the longevity boxes, Stay healthy for 5 years straight. And he's basically in the Hall of Fame, damn near. Guaranteed if he's playing up to standard. Not even saying he has to win MVP. If he's good, you know what I mean? If he's pretty good down the stretch, then yeah. If he's like a multiple-time All-Star, pick up 3 more All-Stars, and you're basically in the Hall of Fame. If Joe Mauer's in, Ronald Acuna is going to get in. Vladito is going up into very good as well. Again, another guy who just needs to check the box of longevity. If you asked me this last year, I'm not sure how I would have answered it, because before 2024, the opinion on Vladdy was still kind of out, and nobody knew what to think of him because he had those peak seasons, but his big season was in a minor league park, and then after that, he's been pretty bad defensively. The 2 years before that, he wasn't really that good. The 2 years before this year is what I mean. He wasn't really that good. So Vladdy obviously put it all together this season and played his best baseball in a while, and yeah, if he can maintain that pace, get himself a bag in free agency, he'll be fine. He's on his way. Great player. Not as good as his dad, but still very good. Now, if you saw there's one category we still haven't used yet, it's because he's right here. Yeah, Rays fans, quickly answer this question. Who has the largest contract in your franchise's history? Who has the largest contract in Rays history? All right. Yeah, that's a tough one. They're going to have to pay somebody crazy money just to get that stat out of there. Go give like Shane McClanahan $300 million just so that way you can wash Wander Franco off of your team's history. But the Rays would have to pay somebody to do that. They don't do that very often. So that record, Wander Franco's record for being the highest paid player in Rays history may stand for a while, to be honest, because of the fact that the Rays don't pay anybody. But yeah, that's just a wild situation, man. I don't even want to laugh because it's serious, but oh my God, what the hell? I've never heard another story like this, maybe in my life as a pro baseball fan, except for Felipe Vasquez. But the thing with that is that Felipe Vasquez wasn't as good as Wander was and was supposed to be. It sucks from a baseball perspective because it's like, man, what could have been if he wasn't touching kids? We'll never know, and I hope he gets thrown under the jail. Not even in a cell. I literally want them to drop the building on him. And now here comes the run of Orioles. Adley Rutschman first. I'm not going to have him as high because he still has to show me, his peak was 2023 where he was really good. But 2024 didn't treat him that nicely, and I have to see it for at least a few more seasons of him being good, like better than last year good. You know, last year was a solid season, but I wouldn't say it was like all-star MVP votes like it was in his rookie year and the year after that, you know. But Adley's really good when he's been on the field. Not saying he has health injuries. I don't know why I just said it like that. But Adley's a really good player. Just, I need to see him bounce back in 25, and I believe he can. But for right now, I'm playing tentative. This one feels more cut and dry than the Adley one. Gunner's had back-to-back really amazing seasons. In the last season, he had over 9 WAR. 9 WAR. Like, simply put, the best or the second best shortstop in baseball. Depends on how you want to phrase it, how you want to cut the cookie. You know, I don't even know if that's a phrase, cut the cookie, but I just invented it if it's not. But Gunnar Henderson's very much on pace to be one of them, and he's already proven to be one of the best hitters and players in baseball. Just keep paving that way forward, and don't tell us what your high school taught you. Jackson Holiday. No, Jesus Christ, that's terrible. That was a bad joke. I'm sorry, Jackson. His brother's coming into the league soon. That'll be pretty fun to look at. His dad is just birthing out gods out here. Where am I going to put him? Probably, like, I don't know. I'm going to put him in, let me make a category. He's going to go in Hall of Famers for a second. All right, there we go. We have the Happy Holidays category, and that's where Jackson's going. He's a happy holiday. So hopefully he plays well this year. They said he mocked. I saw a post that said he mocked Shohei Ohtani's stance, and it was nowhere close. I don't know if I can find that post somewhere. It looked just hilarious to look at because he was not mocking Shohei at all. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm going to go catch the game. See you guys in the next one.